We're here at a very loud and busy EGX it's the Res Zone, the indie game zone, isn't it? With Gareth from Raw Fury.
Hi.
And we're here to talk about this game here, Dome Keeper.
Yes.
So I gather the vibe of this is you're trying to dig down to get the greatest artifact you can, but you want to get back to your base before insanity ensues. So can you take us through that kind of gameplay loop and what to expect?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So in the kind of default game mode of Dome Keeper, it's called Relic Hunt, and essentially you land on a planet and you start digging down to find a variety of resources, and you can kind of keep going deeper to find things, but every so often you're going to be attacked by monsters. So even though generally the game's quite chill, you get into this nice little zone of like, oh, I'm mining, I'm finding things. Like when that wave happens, you need to get back up to your dome quickly, get on your laser cannon and repel the monsters before they destroy your dome.
How does the rest of it unfold? I assume if you're digging down, you're getting resources and that kind of thing to upgrade the base. So what can we expect there?
Yeah, so I mean, in Relic Hunt, the ultimate objective is to find a sort of ancient artifact that's hidden. The maps in Dome Keeper are procedurally generated, so every time you start a new run, you land on a new planet, and everything be placed in sort of different unique locations. So you're trying to find this relic and bring it back to your base, but obviously you won't find it straight away. It's going to take you a little bit of time, and you're going to need to repel these monsters. So by finding some of the different resources like cobalt and other things, you can take those back to your base and upgrade the strength of your drill so you can mine faster, your carrying capacity so you can carry more stuff back up with you. But then you can also upgrade your dome so you can give it kind of better defenses or upgrade your laser. So I guess the challenge of the game is, deciding what things you kind of choose to upgrade and what's going to help you in your kind of strategy, I suppose.
And I guess that in that sort of classic mining crafting style, it gives you a couple of different sort of play style options. You could be a sort of more defensive player and limit your mining but build your defense up massively on the dome, or you could decide to go as quick as you can to get to the artifacts and risk the attack upstairs and so on. Yeah,
absolutely. I've seen over the weekend a lot of people play the game in different ways. When I play, I guess I'm a bit of an all-rounder. I'm sort of like kind of upgrading my drill a little bit so it can be faster, but being like, I don't want to forget about my dome. But I've seen people who've just basically gone all in on the dome and have been a little bit more slow and methodical with the mining, but then they've been very well prepared.
Like bristling with weapons.
Yes, exactly, yeah. And also while you're digging, there's resources, but you can also find new gadgets as well. So that can kind of add to that strategy, and those things can be upgraded. So it could be stuff like you can add buzzsaws to your dome, which help with defense. Or you can find this little guy called Drillbert, who is he's a little creature with a drill on his nose that you drop into your mine, and he'll help dig things out. So you've always been given choices around like which things to upgrade and utilize in a run. The good news is it's already out. It actually launched 2 years ago. So we recently celebrated our 2-year anniversary for the game, but it's something that the developer Bip and Bits are actively working on. So since launch, we've released a lot of different updates.
Right,
Drillbert was a little guy that came in like post-launch. We've added more domes. Most recently, we just brought back modding support to the game, and then in July, we had the Keeper's Duty update, which added a bunch of new gadgets and a new guild assignments mode. So yeah, it's available to play now, and there's loads of nice content that's in there to play with.
That's great. So you're kind of raising awareness here today, and
yeah, absolutely. Like I said, we're working on it. The developers are now looking at multiplayer.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah, it's.
I can imagine that would work really well for multiplayer.
Yeah,
it could be quite hectic. Like people in the dome and people down there digging and back and forth. Yeah, that would work.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's they're still working on it. They're still figuring out how it's going to work. But I'm sure whatever they cook up for it's going to be really exciting.
And finally, how have you found the show so far? Because I'm interested in what people get out of being at shows. Lauren was just saying that it's really good to be able to see how people react in real life. How have you found sort of watching people play? Because we're on the third day of 3 now.
Yes.
So what's it been like over the last few days?
It's been great. Yeah, it's been a really nice vibe here on the Res booth in particular. I've walked around the show a little bit, but I've obviously mainly been here. But we've had loads of people come and play the game. The booth has been like pretty busy the whole time. And everyone's been really, really interested in the games, not just Dome Keeper, but Blueprints, Lights and Tight Spaces, and Sono Kuni as well. Everyone is really excited about the games and has enjoyed playing them. So it just feels like there's a really nice crowd of players here today. People who are sort of interested in indie games, and that's been great. Just lots of nice people to talk to as well.
Awesome. So. Yeah, and hopefully new people to play the upcoming multiplayer, which sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, I sure hope so.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for taking me through Dome Keeper.
No problem. Thank you very much.